Hi guys, and welcome to episode 2 of the Liverpool career mode. In this episode we'll begin our title defence of the Premier League. Obviously we start with Leicester at home, then we go to West Ham away, and then we have Spurs at home. So three decent sides to face in our first 3 games. Obviously also in this episode we'll be finishing off deadline day, which comes on the 31st of August obviously. Any deals that we send out or receive before that day, I'll let you guys know obviously in this episode, but let's get straight into it. We have a loan to buy offer for Simicast, but again it's not someone who I'm looking to sell, especially not at the moment with Robbo out. We actually have 8 players on the transfer list, and what's that, another 8ish for the loan list, and not a single offer for any of them. I don't know why this is happening, but very infuriating. Again, another offer for someone who I'm not looking to sell, this time for Trent. Inter offered me Christian Eriksen last season, but no, he's definitely not someone I was interested in then, and I'm not interested in him anymore. I believe it said that they'd done the Champions League groups, but no, they haven't. So for the first game of the Premier League season, I have this team here. It's exactly the same team that thrashed Manchester City 6-0 in the Community Shield final. Realistically, you can't make any changes after a game that successful. Slight changes to the bench. I decided to add Jones on, another midfielder, in order to sort of cover an extra position rather than have 2 centre-backs on the bench. I guess I should put a full-back on the bench, but I guess Gomez could cover left-back or right-back for the moment, and we just bring on Konate at centre-back. So I'm going to leave it like this. Hopefully it gives Jones a little bit more development, coming on more often than not. So this is the team. This is Leicester's team on screen now. Basically the usual suspects. I see that they signed De Vrij from Inter Milan, and they've actually signed Mahrez back, so that would be interesting. But let's get into the game. So here we are, the first game of the Premier League in our second season in charge. Van Dijk has the armband in the absence of Jordan Henderson. Bellingham plays in midfield. It's a really good side. So hopefully we can get off to an absolute flyer. Find Bellingham's feet. They've left him with quite a lot of space to run into. See if we can find Jota. Cross goal! Ooh, good save from Schmeichel. Mane! Oh, off the bar! Oh, I tried to hit that first time with Bellingham, but it didn't quite come to him. Oh no. Gomez, I need all of your pace here. Thank God. Gomez is quick. I'm glad I played him and not Matip this game. Into Fab. Into Thiago. Go around the back with Mane. Jota in. First time. Oh, it's another great save. Schmeichel's having a blinder so far. Mane's going to run. Get in front of Soyuncu and we could have a chance here. I'm going to cut it back to Bellingham. Hit it! Oh, it's another great save from Schmeichel. I'm going to take this corner with Trent. See if the in-swing is worth any better. Get up, Jota. Oh! Schmeichel is actually on flames this game. Not the most space for Jota this game so far, but Salah's taken his space. Bellingham's taken Salah's space. Cut it back to Bellingham. Oh, he's hit the post. Please be onside, Salah. Salah's onside. Lay off to Mane. Ooh. Thiago's just going to take the space. Jota into Salah. Oh. And Thiago can't quite win it. We've had so many chances this half. The XG will say that, I imagine. We have been all over Leicester. Just haven't had the chance to put the ball back in the back of the net. As you can see, 3.6 XG off 8 shots, and they haven't had a single shot yet. We also dominate possession. We need a goal in the second half early. Straight into the second half here. Might have to make an attacking change if it becomes tight still. Salah can't pick out Jota. Thiago squeezes. Jota squeezes. Put the ball in. Thiago! No! How has he saved that as well? It was such a nice cushioned header from Bellingham into Thiago's chest. It's a great touch. Oh, it's just hit him in the trap. Come on, get up. No, that's not the best header from Jota. Not the best pass from Tsimikas. Comes back to him though. And they're bringing on Gareth Bale. It's an interesting one. They signed Gareth Bale and Vela last year, and then they've signed Mahrez this window. So clearly they like signing right wingers. That must be where they've spent a lot of their budget over the last 2 years. Please, if we squeeze the ball here. Ah, they've managed to play it back to Schmeichel. He's giving it to Fab though. Oh. I don't know. Maybe we play the more advanced Curtis Jones. I think that could be a good move for us. Bringing on Jones for Thiago. First port of call. 7 shots on target. Schmeichel has saved all of them. See if we can get Salah through here. Ryan Bertrand's chasing after him, but he's definitely not going to catch him. Salah. Jones. Yes! His first touch since coming on is to put it in the back of the net. Very lucky. The ball just sort of fell to him, but we will absolutely take that. We were dying for that first goal, and thankfully it's come now. It's a great save there from Schmeichel. There wasn't really anything on. There was no cutback, or at least I couldn't see one with Salah, so I just fizzed it at the keeper as hard as I could. And thankfully Jones got the rebound. So I've decided to go to a 4-3-3 / a 4-2-3-1, basically with Hendo coming on for Bellingham and playing right centre mid, or right DM in this formation, and then Firmino with a straight swap for Jota. So 2 defensive midfielders now and 1 box-to-box midfielder. Hopefully this is enough to see the game out. Leicester are putting a lot of men forward. If we get the ball back, the counter-attack could definitely be on. Thing is, they're going through on our team now. Alisson, it's a great save. It's a great double save. Trent, hook that clear. That's a great save from Ali. He's kept us in it there. Get out to him again. Well done, Trent. That was probably a foul, but I'll absolutely take it not being one. Oh no, it's terrible from him though. The pass out just wasn't there. Great challenge, Van Dijk. This is where we break. Salah. Oh, it's gone to Firmino. Go on, Bobby. Finish it for us. Bobby. Firmino! That's more like it. It took to the 91st minute to get the second goal. Bobby got it. And that will mean 3 points in our first game of the Premier League. It's a great finish from Bobby. We'll absolutely take that. Absolutely quality from him. Love it. It's a great start to the season, a 2-0 win at home, and of course it's 1 out of 7 clean sheets in a row. I'm not sure what our next fixtures are like. I think we have Spurs and West Ham coming up, so it could be tight, but at least we didn't give away a lot of chances. We only gave them 2 shots, and Alisson saved them both. So we had 7 XG, so maybe we need to be a bit more clinical in the future, but 2-0, we'll take it. We finally have a deal for a player that we actually want to sell, and it is from SJ San Jose Earthquakes. So that's the MLS, I believe. So of course we'll accept that. Hopefully 7.6k wages aren't too much for the Earthquakes to afford. Hopefully, you know, they'll agree personal terms. There's nothing I can do about it if they don't. But now we have the game versus West Ham. I'd like to make a couple of changes after that. After how the last game went. I think that Firmino deserves a start for me. He came off the bench and played very well. Obviously took his goal really well. And I'm going to play a slightly more attacking formation. I'm going to play Elliott over on this right hand side. Thiago's going to come out. He's going to have a break. Bellingham's going to have a rest, and I'm going to play Jordan Henderson and Fabinho and Elliott as my 3 midfielders. Is there anyone else that I think deserves a game? Potentially Joel Matip. I might actually use him in the next game versus Spurs, I believe. I think he'd do better against Harry Kane, so maybe I'll leave him out. And then maybe Naby Keita should come onto the bench for a bit more dynamism off the bench rather than Thiago. So that will be the side. Let's get into the game. West Ham seem to have made a few changes. Kaprov up top, I'm not sure. I don't actually know who he is. They're playing Munier at right attacking midfield or right midfield. Obviously they sold Jared Bowen. Sufal, Masuaku, Ogbonna. The rest of the team's pretty much as the same. So interesting. I don't know who Kaprov is, but let's hope he's not brilliant. So here we are at the London Stadium. 2-0 in our first game in the Premier League, as you saw. And now we have our second game. Elliott instantly on the ball. We've got to give him and Jones more chances, but they're just so easy to leave out. I mean, I say that in the nicest possible way, but 2 young guys who don't have like crucial or important first team players in their contracts, it's so easy to leave them out and play the likes of Thiago, Fabinho, Hendo, even the likes of Bellingham and Keita, etc. But I need to remember their potential. Oh, Salah with a chance early on. Yeah, I definitely need to remember the potential of the likes of Jones and Elliott, especially with dynamic potential. They could, you know, be incredible players in the future for us. So just a little bit of trust will go a long way. Elliott with the reverse ball into Firmino. Heavy touch. Chip the keeper. Bobby! He scored in the first game. He scored in the second game. Firmino is definitely not giving up that position to Jota just yet. As the commentator rightfully says, it's a great amount of composure. Fabianski comes out. He doesn't come the whole way, so he knows he can just dink it over him. And it's such a cheeky finish from Firmino. So good. And we're 1-0 up. Wide to Salah. Into Elliott this time. And into Hendo now. Come on, Mane. Finish this, Mane. Yes! I don't know what the keeper was doing. He was glued to his line. But that's absolutely fine with us. Great finish from Mane. Good pass from Hendo. I don't know what Sufal's doing. He doesn't really look across the line. Don't know. He just lets Mane go. And then, I mean, it's really just only in the middle of the goal. Ends up going into the top corner, but at the time it goes past Fabianski, it's only in the middle, but we'll take it. Get in front of the ball. Oh, it's a good save from Ali. I was saying earlier we don't want to give too many corners to West Ham. They're very good in the air. Thankfully Firmino's cleared it. That should be half time. It's not going to be though. Ref! Blow up! Blow up! Thank God. Still got our clean sheet intact just about thanks to Alisson. And that's a good half from us. Here we go. Second half. A good first half. We were definitely more clinical than we were in the start of the Leicester game. But we need to be careful because they are actually not as bad as Leicester in terms of creating chances. Leicester in the first half against us were very poor, but West Ham have had a few opportunities. And they've got in behind Trent again here. Well done from Van Dijk. He's dribbled out of there perfectly. Try and get Salah free. Keeps the ball in. Don't think Mane's getting to the back post. I'm going to cut back with Salah. Use that as run as a decoy. Salah! What a goal! That could be an early contender for goal of the season. He's dribbled all the way in from the right wing. All the way in. Past the run of Firmino. Past the run of Elliott. And it's an absolute thunder strike into the top corner. Oh, the keeper actually gets a touch. That makes it a lot worse. I thought it went straight into the corner. but it does actually come off Fabianski. Oh no, does he? It's hard to tell. From that first angle it looked like it did, but I'm not so sure. But anyway, that will be for you guys to judge. We may actually have a counter on here. I see Salah, far side. Oh, it's not the best pass at all. But we've got it back. Hold on. Right foot Salah. Oh, it's a great save from Fabianski. I don't know how the ball came through. It was terrible from Mane. Just ballooned up in the air. But somehow Salah managed to get onto it. He will whip in the corner, Salah, but they're just going to claim that. They're pressing very high now, West Ham. Need to make sure I don't concede. Oh no, Simi. Oh, they've missed. The clean sheet is somewhat still intact. I can't believe how Vlasic is going off for them now. Mane's in behind. Gonna shoot with Mane. Oh, such a good save. How are we so poor at the moment? Just can't seem to finish. Jota now with a bit of space. Spins Ogbonna. Come on, Jota. No. Won the ball back with Gomez. Going into Fabinho. He's got acres in front of him. Gives it into Naby instead. And now into Jota. See Salah at the back post. And that's more like it. That is a quality goal to score. There was so much space for Fabinho as soon as Alisson played him in. West Ham got their press all wrong there. And then from Fabinho to Keita to Jota to Salah to tapping it into the back of the net was all ever so simple. And that is Salah's second, I believe, and our fourth. So, game over now. Just not quite. We have won it back with Keita though. Bellingham's pass. Jota's not going to square that. He's going to finish it. And 5-0. That's very deserved, I think. Maybe they deserved a goal or two, but thankfully they didn't get one. Our clean sheet is intact. Ali's been really good this game, as has Gomez and Van Dijk. And there we are. West Ham once again overexert themselves going forwards. I don't know why. The game was gone for them. Maybe they know about my clean sheet objective. They just don't want me to get it. But I will take that from Jota. That's his first of the game. So we have a couple of emails. The first one is to say that we've already completed our long-term financial objective. So that's really good. In terms of Hendo, his development has actually gone up. So he will go up to an 86 rated, which is pretty incredible. I don't think he'll go up any more this season. I would be shocked if he did at the age of 32. See, it says only 51 weeks, which is basically bang on a year. But, I mean, it doesn't think he's going to go up again in overall. I don't really know. Like, none of his stats would say that they go up. But I'll just put him on balanced, see how that goes. And then finally, I think I saw an offer for someone we're looking to loan out. Celtic have come in with a loan to buy. Obviously, I don't want him to leave at the end of the loan. But I'd be happy for him to go out on a 1-year loan. That would definitely be good. And hopefully we'll find out soon if Arroyo has accepted personal terms from San Jose Earthquakes. And literally just as I was saying it, Anderson Arroyo proposed move has broken down. They couldn't agree on personal terms. I'm not surprised. But on the other hand, Celtic have accepted our 1-year proposal for Leighton Clarkson. So now it's just down to the player. I see no reason why he wouldn't accept that deal. We've got the big game coming up against Spurs, and then we of course have deadline day, so see if we can have any more transfers in this episode. But we'll get to that we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We now have a big game versus Spurs. So here's the team for the Spurs game. We've got Tsimikas, Van Dijk, Matip, Trent as our back four, as our midfield three. We've got Fab, Thiago, and Bellingham, the one that started the game against City in the FA Community Shield final, and then of course they also started the one against Leicester. We're going back to that starting side, and then Jota comes back in up top. So here we are, the final game of the episode before we go into deadline day. It's a big one versus Tottenham Hotspur at Anfield. I don't know if Spurs have made many signings. I actually didn't really look at their team. Looking at a couple of the players so far, it looks like a lot of the similar guys. Doesn't look like they've made too many. Tap Sober, of course, was one that we did see. They signed for 50 million, and Paulinho, I think he plays for, is either Sporting or Benfica or something. It's somewhere in Portugal, basically. So that's a couple of big signings. Correa as well is another one that they signed in January last season. I think they paid 45 million for him. So yeah, they've definitely made a few big signings. Son and Kane and all the regular customers are there too. Should be a very, very good game as Thiago nicks the ball from Højbjerg. Gives it to Jude Bellingham. He's going to take on Lo Celso. Bellingham, he's not the quickest, but he's not slow by any stretch of the imagination. Mane gives it to Thiago, but he doesn't have the legs. Thiago is slow. That is very well, widely known. Jota with a bit of space though. Ooh! Don't know how Lloris has grabbed hold of that, but he's done very well. Ball's come straight back out to Trent. Thiago. Go all the way wide to Mo. Mo. Cuts in. Mane. Head that. Hit Jota's feet. Jota with a bit of space. Sees Salah in behind Ben Davies. Back in. Yes. A perfectly timed 1-2 between Salah and Jota. 2 through balls. The through ball to Jota was perfectly timed. Just as Salah was running in behind Ben Davies, there was no way he was going to catch him. He just had to make sure he stayed onside. And then, as soon as this ball's gone through, Jota instantly peels to the back post. Neither Tapsoba nor Sanchez have the knowledge to follow him. And it's such a simple tap-in. We'll take that. Mane now in behind. He's got a lot of space to run into. He'll try square it. Oh! Couldn't quite find the opening with Salah. We have won a corner though. Mane. Van Dijk can head this back to Mo. Or back to Trent even. Mo this time. Oh! Scissor kick, or I don't even know what that is. Probably a scissor kick. It's not a bicycle kick, is it? It's more of a scissor kick. With Jota. Matip with the assist, I think it was. Heading it back inside. We will absolutely take that. So good. Salah tries to win it. Tries to finesse it. Yeah, such a good touch and finish from Jota. The control on the knee and then to fling himself in the air. It's past Lloris before he can think of Correa. Correa's playing on the left wing and Son's playing on the right. Ooh. Had to get that tackle right. Bellingham now. Plays Mo through. I see Mane back post. Just need to slow down and pick him out. Mane! 3-0 up! Finally, the last 2 games we weren't clinical in the first half, but this game we've been brilliant in the first half. All of our front 3 performing so well. And that is an excellent finish from Mane with his head. Find Mane's feet again. He wants a 1-2 and he's going to get one. I think we might just go... Oh no, it's a heavy touch! Ben! Surely! I know he's passed the ball off, but surely he was taken out there. Ah, Trent's bitten in on the first 1-2. They just played it in behind him. Thankfully we've got the legs to get back with him. And they've given it straight out, but that should be half time. It is. We could have had Salah through on the counter-attack there, but that's okay. A 3-0 up. They've had a couple of chances, but the clean sheet's still intact, which is good. A couple of scores around the grounds. Villa beating City is a good one. Chelsea drawing with Everton. That's another nice one for us. So yeah, interesting results. Just obviously need to concentrate on our game here. Oh, please. Good, Costas. Wow, City signed Chiesa for 120 million. It's a huge signing for them. They obviously sold Riyad Mahrez and they replaced him with Chiesa. Great save from Ali, by the way, to keep our clean sheet. And that's a really poor header, luckily, from Davison Sanchez. Into Thiago's feet. He plays one over to Salah. Salah's definitely got the pace on Ben Davies. He could also cut back. I'm going to hit this with Mo. Get in! Mo Salah! What a finish! I was saying in the other game versus West Ham that could have been a goal of the season contender. Well, this is definitely a goal of the season contender. The pace to get in behind, then he cuts back, goes round just inside the box, and it's a great finish. Top corner. Literally the roof of the net, basically. There's no saving that. It's a great finish from Mo. They're taking Heung-min Son off. That is a really bold call. Don't know who they're bringing on. They're bringing on Lucas Moura. Well done, Tsimikas at the back post. We somehow won the ball. Bellingham's on it. Gives it outside to Mo Salah. He's got acres of space to run into. Going to cut it back into Mane. Oh! It's 5-0. This is actually unbelievable football from us. Mane has 2. Jota has 2. And Salah has 1. This front three is actually on smoke right now. Now I'm going to bring on Oxlade-Chamberlain because he always has such good games versus Tottenham. And what's my other change going to be? I'm actually going to bring on Neco Williams at left back. Just because I'd like to play him there for this game. Last sort of 25 minutes. They now have a lot of space. Thankfully, some of our midfield have worked very hard to get back. Neco Williams versus Kane. Get in front. Well done, Van Dijk. No! 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 They finally scored. So annoying. Harry Kane with the goal. It's a bit annoying. But what can you do? I probably should have cleared it better with Trent. Matip with a block on the line and he just can't get in front of the second one. Scrappy goal. Unfortunately, that has wiped out our clean sheet streak of 2. This would have been the 3rd. So that is a bit infuriating, conceding such a last minute, like a late goal, which means nothing. But oh well. We do have Luis Diaz in here. Could this be his first goal? It is! An assist from Neco Williams of all people as well. I don't know what the Spurs defence was doing. They must be on all-out attack because there was literally no one at home. It's a really good pass from Neco, perfectly timed just to keep Diaz onside. And in he goes. And it's a great finesse shot into the far corner. There's no saving that. He looks really good in a Liverpool shirt, I must say. Especially the number 7. I hope he gets that in real life when Milner goes. And there he is. Salah's on his back. See if we can find Diaz again. We can. See if we can find Mane. Cuts in. Oh, that was the chance for his hat-trick. Imagine if that had gone in for a hat-trick. That would have been such a good finish. Maybe I should have finessed it, but it's so close. 6-1 win. As I said, a bit annoying to lose our clean sheet streak, but you can't complain if you score 6 goals. We've absolutely dominated another title contender. We've started this season on absolute fire. I don't know what the stats will say. Maybe 5.3 XG for us, and they had 2.9. So again, really, really good from us. We deserved the win. Maybe not as clear-cut as 6-1, but a really good performance all round. So we have good news. Leighton Clarkson has accepted his 1-year loan to Celtic, so he will go out there for more development. And then we have an offer from Sevilla for Matip. That's obviously not something I would entertain at the moment, potentially in a season or 2 time, but obviously not right now as we go into transfer deadline day. 10 hours left. Let's have a quick look at players that have moved. So Arsenal haven't signed anyone. They got rid of Saliba and Guendouzi. Villa with some good business, Inacio and Veretout. If you watch MGH, if you watch his Arsenal career mode, he's obviously famous for that. But he does currently a Roma career mode, and he has both Inacio and Veretout. So maybe Villa have been watching too much MGH. Then Loftus-Cheek into Burnley. That's an interesting signing. Chelsea with some big signings, Parejo and Diego Carlos, both on the older side, but I guess, they develop a lot of players themselves. They can buy older players. As you see, they've sold Jorginho, Chalobah and Loftus-Cheek. Palace with a lot of signings, Paulinho, Castrovilli, Perez, Bustos. I think that's Bustos. I think he used to play for Man City. I don't know, that could be any of Perez and any Paulinho. They're very common names in football. In terms of Everton, they've got rid of Holgate. They've signed DeSiglio, Kamara and Stoger. Obviously, Fulham sold Carvalho to us, and they've sold Kenny Teti, and they've signed Morcillo. I don't know who he is. Couple of interesting deals from Leeds, selling Tyler Roberts and, more importantly, Phillips. Calvin Phillips is a key player for them, but I guess they've signed Skip to replace him and Palacios. And who else did they sign? Amiri and Kuchta? I don't know who they are. De Vrij, Mahrez and Grimaldo. And Castagne and Pereira, so selling 2 fullbacks. There's our business. We've sort of sold a fair few. We've got 30 million net spend, which is decent for us. We're about to go and make a couple more signings, maybe. At least one, I would like to think. And then City, Sterling, Stones, Mahrez and Zinchenko to get Chiesa. It's good business for them. United have sold £255 million of players. Martial, Rashford and Shaw. I'm not going to mention the other one, not at the moment at least. 255 million and no one in. That's really interesting. I'm sure they could sign someone. Loads of transfers for Newcastle. Moreno, I wonder if that's Gerard Moreno or Alberto Moreno or Cresswell to play left back, I imagine. Oscar, is that Oscar from Spain or is that Oscar from Brazil? I'm not sure. De Tomas is a striker. They sold Lewis, who's their left back, Joel Linton, Kraft, the left back come centre back, and then Saint-Maximin. So a lot of sales. I don't really know who any of them are. Abel Ruiz, is that Abel Ruiz, the striker? Evander, I think he could be a Brazilian player. I don't really know. Huge sales from Spurs. They've sold Skip, Bergwijn and Ndombele, but they have done some good business with Tapsoba and Palhinha. Van der Voort, that's the young goalkeeper. That's really good business from Watford. Their goalkeepers aren't brilliant, Foster and Bachmann, so that's a good deal from them. And then Chalobah from Chelsea. Semmer and Gray, the ones leaving. West Ham have sold a lot of players again. Antonio, Rice, Cresswell and Lanzini all leaving. And then Nandes, that's he's a Uruguayan midfielder. Munier, Kaprov is a decent player, apparently. I don't actually know who he is, but I had a look at him. And then Fosu, I think I said at the time, he's from Brentford. Wolves with no business, that's interesting. And then Bournemouth, we're back. Horn, it's decent keeper, they probably needed that. And I don't really know who the rest of them are. But if we go into our transfer section... Oh, we've got a message. That's weird, that's only just popped up. Benoit Badiashile has been approached by Hertha Berlin. That's okay, I'm not in the market for another centre-back at the moment. So that's okay with me. However, I am in the market for a North American player. And that player is Marshall Rutty. That's his name. They only want about $1 million for him, so I'm going to begin negotiations with the club. Hopefully, they'll take one of the players that I signed last year off my hands, because no one else has come in for them. So hopefully, they might take the likes of Pepe. Would they take Pepe? He's worth more than the other guy, so... It just depends if they're interested. No, they don't want Pepe. Let's see if they want... There's a fullback, isn't there? It's worth about this much. Let's try Arroyo first. This might be a long transfer, just because I want to really try and get rid of one of these guys on the books. Right, they don't want him. Let's put that back down. See if they want the other fullback. I think it was Adam Lewis is the guy that I should offer. See if they want him. No, they don't want him. Right. Getting through the players here. Let's see if they'd like Kozlowski. He's obviously slightly better. worth a little bit more money. He's worth 3.4 million. Let's see if they'd accept that. That's a good deal for them, I say. No, they still don't want him. I don't know whether they can't pay the wages of these players or whether they just, don't think he's good at all. But maybe they would accept Ben Woodburn. I don't know what his wages are like. There we are. They'll have Ben Woodburn. That seems like a good signing for them. And a player that, unfortunately, it looks like isn't going to make it for Liverpool, which is a real shame. He's now the age of 22. If we're signing Carvalho in real life, if we've got the likes of Elliott, we've got the likes of Curtis Jones upcoming, I just don't see him either getting an attacking midfield berth or a right wing berth or a left wing berth. I just don't see him in the team, unfortunately. So let's include him in this deal. He's only on £500 a week, so let's absolutely bombard his wages. He can have 5k and 20k straight up. That's a reasonable offer, of course. That's like a millionaire's salary compared to what he's earning right now. So yeah, that's our third and probably final change. I'll just go into the squad hub just to show you guys everything that has come out of that. So if we go position by position, we've got Ali, Kelleher, Butland and Petugla as our keepers. We've obviously got Robbo back in 6 weeks time. That will be really good. Lewis, we had no deal in for him. Norris, we want to give him a new deal at the club. Simicast is playing first choice at the moment. Van Dijk, Kanate, Ben Davies. No one's come in for him. That's really surprising. I would have thought he would have been quite in high demand from a few teams. Van der Berg is staying with us. Kumetio's loan listed, transfer listed. Just no one's come in for these guys. So I think that's more or less everything I can do at the moment. No one's going to come in for our players. I'm going to make sure that Marshall Rutty's training to be a right winger. I'm going to make him a right wing because obviously we don't play with a right midfielder in our formation. It shouldn't take him too long. Hopefully just a couple of weeks. Yeah, there we are, 2 weeks. And I'll let you guys know if we get any other offers. So we finally have some deals for our players. Elliott alone for Spurs. Obviously I will not be accepting that one. Elliott is our player this season. However, we have an offer from Lazio of all teams for Ben Davies, which I will gladly accept. Hopefully they will have the wage capacity to sign him. He's on 49k a week, which is pretty incredible. Let's see if that deal goes through. I see no reason why it shouldn't. He was playing in the Championship last season, and he could easily make a move to the Serie A. Is that confirmation that he's gone? Yep, he's taken that deal. Any other deals? Let's have a look at the latest ones. No one really of interest. Let's just skip out these final 2 hours. Inevitably we'll get a deal as soon as the transfer window is finished for someone that we were looking to sell, but that's okay. That's just how the game seems to work. And that is the end of the window. We've got a Youth Scout monthly report and no transfer deals. So that will be the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed the in-depth transfer talk, the in-depth episode all round. We've obviously got to name our Premier League and Champions League squad. That will be in the start of the next episode. But for the end of this episode, we are 3 games played, 9 points, 3 wins. We've conceded 1 goal, and I don't know how many we scored off the top of my head. 2, 5 and 6 was it? Or was it 2, 6 and 6? Either way, we've got 13 goals, so it was 2, 5 and 6. Quality performance from the boys so far, and competition for places has never been this high. Thanks for watching this episode, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.